there was this weird opportunity to do something unprecedented really in the history of nonfiction film, to confront a perpetrator while the perpetrator still holds a monopoly on power is something that's never been done before because it's dangerous, but we were able to do it because of the film.
This is Joshua Oppenheimer. His two films are the most frightening and moving I think I've ever seen. They're essentially a series of confrontations with the perpetrators of a horrifying chapter in Indonesia's history.
Itu definisi kejahatan perang, itu buatan orang yang menang. Saya pemenang, saya mesti bikin juga definisi.
In 1965, there was a right-wing military coup. The military took over Indonesia with the help of the United States and other Western countries. And within 6 months to a year, somewhere between 500,000 and 2.5 million people were killed. Anyone who was seen as not likely to just embrace the new dictatorship was accused of being a communist and killed.
First, in the act of killing, he confronts people who carried out these killings with essentially a mirror. Never really held to account for their killings, they boast. So Oppenheimer asks the perpetrators to dramatize their actions.
I said, you've participated in one of the biggest killings in human history. I want to know what it means to you and to your society. You want to show me what you've done. So show me what you've done in whatever way you wish. I will film your dramatizations, and they're not reenactments, they're dramatizations. Because reenactments are about what happened in the past. Dramatizations are actually about acting out how they want to be seen in the present.
The perpetrators involved start to realize they will not be seen as heroes.
Kalau sukses kita bikin ini film, menyatakan bahwa film G30 SPKI yang lulu, PKI kejam, tidak kejam. Yang kejam tuh kita.
Oppenheimer knew that releasing the film would mean never going back to Indonesia, but it created an opportunity.
I was perceived to be close to the highest-ranking perpetrators in the country.
Before release, he orchestrated a second set of even more direct confrontations.
Dan Bapak juga bertanggung jawab atas pembunuhan yang
Adi, the youngest son in a family of survivors, his oldest brother was killed.
komando aksi KAP.
He feels trapped in this kind of prison of fear that comes as a survivor from living surrounded by the still powerful perpetrators.
Kan gini Pak, abang saya dibunuh itu Pak.
He feels the need to go to them in the hope that he will be able to make peace with his neighbors.
Karena
Bukan kita juga.
beberapa orang pembunuh itu yang saya jumpain, mereka tidak merasa bertanggung jawab.
We had to take many safety precautions while shooting, including bringing a second car, having Adi's family at the airport ready to evacuate in case anything went wrong. Adi would come with no ID, no telephone, so they wouldn't be able to figure out who he was until we were able to get help.
Saya tanya Adi, abang Awa itu jadi organisasi di Medan.
Pikir nggak usah, itulah.
Bilang karena ada lah gak apa-apa.
The Indonesian government, perhaps in response in part to the changes these two films have helped to catalyze, has introduced a Truth and Reconciliation bill in the parliament. It'll be a struggle, though, to make sure that bill has real teeth and is credible. The oligarchs in Indonesia, the wealthiest, the most powerful, will not want their power and wealth exposed as the fruits of plunder and atrocity.
But there's another perpetrator confronted too.
There's a moment in The Look of Silence where a perpetrator looks straight at me because he knows I'm American and says, "We killed because the Americans told us to kill the communists. The Americans taught us to hate the communists." And then there's a long pause while he looks at the camera. And of course he's looking at me, but because just as in this interview, I'm looking at the camera and at the audience, he's also looking at the audience. And for an American audience, it's a direct implication. The details that have come to the surface are damning. I mean, to have an embassy official who's compiling lists of thousands of names of people asking that they be killed, it's directly implicating all of us. The film is a mirror in which we hopefully see ourselves.